Hey guys, NosferKitty here, and I'm back with more Reanimation scheme. We are now in the meeting of the council or the thing, the necromancy thing. Um, I've been playing this all morning. I should know what this is. This is Mr. Kivatos. I don't think I'm saying Kavatos. I don't know. And then Lord Waven and Larissa. I don't know why she's up front though. But hey, we are just gonna go ahead and start. Good morning. Thank you for responding to our summons and attending this meeting. I apologize for asking you to drop everything so abruptly. Unfortunately, there is an urgent matter that needs our attention. As you may know, starting yesterday, many death mages have reported difficulties with contacting or summoning spirits. The cause is still unknown, as is the solution, which is the reason that you have been invited here for an indefinite stay, until the problem is resolved. The tension in the room thickens. I almost have the impression that I'm going to suffocate just from the atmosphere around us. However, worry not. I have faith that with our collective efforts, this complication will soon pass. We also have received help from many of our friends from the mage community. Lord Waven from the Imperial Magic Authority will be with us to watch over the situation and guide us when needed. Every pair of eyes turns towards the nobleman, expecting him to make a speech as well. Instead, he just dips his head in a curt nod and remains silent. Cavato seems unfazed by Lord Waven's uncooperativeness and simply carries on without missing a beat. Each branch of the Imperial Magic Authority has also kindly sent a few representatives to assist wherever possible. They will be staying at the headquarters in the meantime, and I trust that you will show the utmost respect and graciousness to our fellow mages. I cover my mouth as a yawn escapes me. Fiona, I can see Cavato's oratory skills have not improved in the slightest in the past few years. I've never seen that word before, like, in use, so I'm like, wait, what? I'm gonna pause real quick and say right now, the story for this is fucking amazing. The writers, y'all are fucking amazing. This is so good. I am so hooked on this. Eventually, as though sensing the crowd's waning interest, Cavato's speech draws to an end, and he looks into the assembly ahead, making a gesture with his hand. Would anyone be willing to share their wisdom? An eerie silence falls over the room, and many shrink back into their seats. I raise an eyebrow at the reactions, baffled. I nudge Larissa in the side with my elbow, leaning closer to her to whisper. Why is nobody stepping up to speak? Thought there would be dozens scrambling for this opportunity.
Oh.
I don't think anyone has an inkling about this situation.
Yes.
But when has that ever stopped anyone from giving their silly input? I thought many would at least try and pray to the 12 deities that their idea somehow works out, so that they can be the hero in this time of crisis.
No way.
Usually, yes, but with Lord Waven standing right there, no way. He's known for having no tolerance for nonsense, or anything else that is a waste of his time. Nobody will dare suggest a thing in front of him unless they're really confident about their idea. I recall Lord Waven's icy demeanor from when we first met at the front desk earlier, and I can't help but nod in agreement in Larissa's words. Right. Between his rank and personality, it's no wonder people are intimidated by him. Larissa's prediction proves to be accurate as the heavy silence persists. Cravato's frown deepens with every passing moment, but still nobody speaks. From where I'm sitting, I can see Aldrius's head sticking out among the people in the front row. He seems to be fidgeting, probably fighting with himself on whether to say something. Significant contributions will be rewarded. Lord Waven's voice cuts through the silence like a knife, and once again all eyes fly to him. He simply crosses his arms over his chest and stares off into the distance, showing no intention to give further details about said rewards. Cavato seems taken aback by Lord Waven's declaration as well, and he questions. Is this newly offered by the Magic Authority? Would you mind telling us what the reward is?
Yes.
2,000 gold pieces or a favor from the Authority. A collective gasp ripples through the crowd. Even I can't help but sit up straighter, my interest fully piqued. 2,000 gold pieces is a small fortune, not to mention the other option of getting a favor from the Imperial Magic Authority itself, which could be priceless. As though sensing the overwhelming reaction, Lord Waven adds, speaking for the first time without being prompted. The favor must be within reasonableness. The restriction doesn't dampen anyone's enthusiasm. The atmosphere in the room has dramatically changed from just 3 statements by Lord Waven that targeted everyone's weakness. Breathe and read. How now, brown cow, for fuck's sake. Lord Waven may be a man of few words, but he certainly knows how to use those few words well. This time, when Cavatos invites others to speak once more, a number of mages step forward. The meeting proceeds in a new flurry of activity. Several times I want to jump in with my own comments, tempted by the promise of the reward. But someone else always beats me to it with better thought-out remarks, so I have no choice but to give up. Siona, maybe I really should have attended the magic theory classes more often when I was in the academy. Then I might actually be able to say something useful. But at least I understand what the scholars are talking about. My mind begins to wander, and it starts to get increasingly difficult to stay awake. Another hour later, I'm ready to give in and admit defeat in the battle against my heavy eyelids, but just then, I hear Larissa's voice say in my ear, Callie, did you fall asleep?
What?
No, of course not. Why would I do that? I'm just resting my eyes.
Yep.
But your secret's safe with me. Come on, the meeting's over. Let's go to the dining hall for lunch. We need to hurry before all the good tables are taken. The meeting has finally ended? I must have missed the announcement when my concentration lapsed. I open my eyes to find Larissa standing next to me, bouncing on her heels with a bright smile. Sure enough, people around us are also starting to get on their feet, stretching their arms and legs before shuffling towards the doors. Dining hall?
You know.
The Authority is providing 3 meals for free while we're here, right? Huge buffet at the dining hall. Free food? My eyes widen and instantly revitalized, as though a rejuvenation potion has been poured down my throat. I leap to my feet. As if on cue, my stomach gives a rumble, which elicits a giggle from Larissa.
Look here.
I didn't even get the chance to have breakfast this morning. I blame Sebastian.
No way.
You blame Sebastian for everything. I'm sure it can't be his fault.
Yes.
It really is, I tell you. He insisted on leaving as soon as I woke up this morning. Barely gave me time to dress it, let alone eat. Larissa doesn't look convinced. Probably because she's never experienced one of Sebastian's lectures as a nagging, annoying human.
Anyway.
Are you ready? Let's go! We end up having to delay our quest for food, waiting for an apologetic Aldreus to catch up with us in the hallway. Soon, we arrive at the dining hall. My eyes are instantly drawn to the numerous tables at the back of the hall, laden with a variety of dishes that both look and smell inviting. My mouth begins to water, and I swallow hard at the sight. Larissa notices my reaction and elbows me playfully with a cheeky grin. Wipe the drool from your mouth before someone sees it, Callie. My hand instinctively lifts to the corner of my lips before I realize Larissa's just teasing. She bursts into a round of giggles while I roll my eyes at her. As expected, the hall is packed with people at this time of the day. Thankfully, luck seems to be on our side today, and we manage to grab one of the last unoccupied tables. I fall into the chair with a sigh of relief.
Ziana.
Couldn't they have prepared more tables in the dining hall? I guess the headquarters isn't built to accommodate this many mages at once. As evidenced by their lack of guest rooms earlier, too, I suppose. I almost thought we'd have to sit on the floor in a corner with our plates. Ooh, like an indoors picnic? You know, that actually sounds kind of fun. Larissa claps her hands together, perking up with delight.
How exciting!
Let's do
it!
Oh, I guess I don't get to say these things sometimes, huh? I'm sure the other mages waiting for a seat would be grateful to us for giving up a table, too. If you don't mind causing your mother to keel over from the shock and horror of witnessing your undignified behavior. Larissa's lips slip into a pout, and she lets out a sigh as if genuinely mourning the lack of opportunity to follow through with her idea.
Oh.
Okay, you're probably right. What a disappointment. Aldrius hides a small, amused smile before interrupting our exchange. When we then take turns heading to the buffet area to choose our meal. I don't know why I had a hard time with that sentence. When I return with one plate in each hand, piled high with delicacies, I find Larissa and Aldrius sitting at the table, already digging in. Larissa looks up at me as I draw near, her eyes widening at the sight of what I'm holding, and she erupts into giggles.
Oh, dear Elinari!
Callie, did you leave a single dish untouched? No wonder you took so long.
Well...
It's all free. Of course I'm taking advantage of that. I slide onto the chair beside her, placing the plates on the table with care. My heart jumps into my throat when the mountain of food wobbles dangerously for a moment before steadying again. Is there even any food left for the mages who've arrived late? Jesus, brain. Not any of my concern. It's their fault for being so late. I begin wolfing down the food, my mouth too full to respond to Larissa's continued teasing. Aldrius sets down his fork, eyeing me with a tiny smile and a hint of exasperated concern as I scarf down my meal. Be careful, Callie. Take your time eating. There's no rush.
Aldi.
Don't worry, Aldi. I'll be fine. It doesn't take me long to finish off everything on my plate. Are we saying now? Are we saying? It doesn't take me long to finish off everything on my plates. I let out a small sigh of satisfaction, leaning back in the chair. It may not taste as good as Sebastian's cooking, but then again, few chefs could hold a candle to him. At the very least, the sheer quantity makes up for any differences in quality. After allowing myself to rest for a few seconds, I stand up from my seat, holding the 2 plates in my hand. Hang on, where are you going?
Oh.
To get a second serving.
Oh, dear Elinari!
No way! What is the size of your stomach? Are you even human? Paying no heed to Larissa's exclamations of surprise and awe, I head towards the buffet area again. With the delicious taste of the pasta lingering on my tongue, I make a beeline for the table where the dish is served. A group of mages happens to be standing before the table, blocking my path. I move to weave around them, but as I pass them, I hear a familiar hoot of laughter.
Wait.
Oh, shit! No! Small child, what are you doing here? The word involuntarily escapes my mouth, and I look left and right, searching the room with my eyes. My gaze lands on one mage within the group, who has dirty blonde hair, half covered by a funny-looking red hood that I couldn't forget even if I tried. Jory Hallwin.
What in the name of Ziana?
No, it can't be right. How could he be here among the death mages? Not only is the Jory I know deceased, but he's also left behind in my house in that place, with a strict warning to stay put until we return. Could it be his twin brother, a relative who bears an uncanny resemblance to him? But that wouldn't explain the identical outfit, unless his entire family shares the same eccentric, immature style of fashion. Narrowing my eyes, I take a minute to observe the group. After watching their interactions and overhearing some terrible jokes from the Jory lookalike, I can't deny it any longer. It really is the Jory Hallwin I know, and summoned from the spirit realm. For the love of Ziana, how did he get here? And what in the world does he think he's doing? Setting aside the plate still in my hands on the nearest table, I stalk up to the group and grab Jory's arm. He gives a dramatic yelp before turning to me with a wide grin.
Hey!
Golly gallops! Fancy running into you here! Yeah, what a surprise. For me, you mean? What in the name of Ziana are you doing here?
Huh?
Getting lunch, of course. It takes everything in me to restrain myself from bellowing to him that he's a spirit and can't eat. Sucking in a deep breath to calm myself, I speak through gritted teeth.
No.
Come with me.
Ah!
But I haven't had lunch yet. I silence him with a sharp glare, but he doesn't seem intimidated, his cheeky grin not wavering for even a second. He turns to the group of mages he's with and grins at them in reassurance. It's okay, friends. I'll be back soon. Go forth without me. Carry my spit. Not wanting to be subject to another pun of his, I interrupt his farewell and start dragging him towards the doors of the dining hall. I keep a tight hold on his arm to prevent any attempts of escape.
Ah!
Callie, slow down. I can't keep up. Yet, you kept up with us just fine when we left for the capital this morning. Jory simply chuckles without an ounce of shame. Mischief sparkles in his eyes, and he continues in a cheery tone, completely oblivious to my anger.
Golly gallops!
You really can't wait to catch up with me in private, huh? Didn't know you'd be so happy to see me. Then I wouldn't have had to spend all morning hiding from you.
Yes.
I can't wait to blast you all the way back to Serenade with magic. He doesn't seem to hear the thinly veiled threat in my voice. Or maybe he did and just doesn't care.
Huh?
Is that really possible? Isn't Serenade really far from the capital? How would it work? Are there portals connecting the two regions? Deep breaths, Kelly. Deep breaths. Trying my best to block out his endless string of questions, I continue hauling him out of the dining hall. We've almost reached the doors when all of a sudden, chills run down my spine. I can feel a piercing gaze land on me as though boring a hole through my back into my soul. I whip around to look for the source, yet, as if I imagined it all, the feeling is gone. I sweep the room with careful, searching eyes, but I find no one even glancing in my direction. Everyone seems far too absorbed in their own business to pay me any attention. What in the name of Ziana was that? Was it just my imagination because I'm on edge? Or has someone discovered Jory's unusualness already? Surely not, right? With Jory's a unique ability to manifest a physical body, he looks exactly like any living person. Even I can hardly believe that he's actually a spirit, despite being the one who summoned him. It's not possible for someone to guess with just one glance. Next to me, Jory is still chattering away without a care in the world, unaware of what just transpired.
Jory.
Just stop talking for a moment. Follow me, We can talk safely in my room. Jory's mouth parts in confusion. He looks like he wants to launch into another round of questioning, but to my relief, he actually listens to my requests and keeps his thoughts to himself. Once we enter my temporary bedroom, I slam the door shut behind us. Ensuring it's locked, I then cast a quick magic barrier outside the room to prevent the sound from escaping. Not as effective as air magic would be, but it's better than nothing. Jory tilts his head in curiosity, his eyes following my every movement.
Huh?
What's all this for? Are we under attack? Why are you being so secretive and sneaky? Are you actually a spy? For who? Hey, can I join? I cut him off, finally letting the rant burning on the tip of my tongue flow freely.
Ziana.
For the love of Ziana, do you realize what you're doing? Was I not clear enough this morning? I told you to stay in the house until we return. Why in the name of Ziana are you here?
Ah!
Aren't you happy to see me, Callie?
No.
Jory looks unfazed by my blunt response, and his tongue darts out of his mouth briefly for an amazing display of maturity and defiance. Well, too bad. I'm here to stay.
Jory.
Do you have any idea how dangerous it is for you to be here?
Huh?
For who? For you and me. Letting out a frustrated sigh, I tap my feet against the ground. I need to make him comprehend the great gravity of this situation somehow.
Jory.
Nobody has been able to contact the spirit realm. People fear that it has something has happened to the spirits, and people are panicking. As a spirit, the headquarters of the Necromancy Authority is the last place you want to show up in right now. I give him a desperate look, praying he understands my hint. Considering he hasn't immediately proceeded to bombard me with questions and demands for further explanation, I assume he does. Unfortunately, he still doesn't seem concerned. He merely shrugs, his buoyant grin not slipping one bit.
Right.
Fine. Even if you don't care for your own fate, I care for mine. Can you imagine what trouble will follow if they hear that I'm the last death mage to summon a spirit? And such an unusual, rule-defying spirit at that. I have to take a deep breath to calm myself. I can't draw the authorities' attention. Not right now. With the panic I can sense growing within the authority, I wouldn't be surprised if they resort to drastic measures soon. And I cannot risk being the target of that. Not to mention Sebastian's secret. You're worrying too much. Nobody'll find out what I am. The mages earlier didn't, eh? Do not get me started about that. I can't believe you dared to pretend to be a death mage and mingle with other necromancers. You were extremely lucky the group earlier was not particularly astute.
Huh?
Why not? They're a great bunch, very jolly and love a good laugh. You don't know anything about magic. How are you going to pass as a death mage? What if you were asked to cast a spell or two? How would you wiggle your way out of that?
Great!
Then I cast a death mage spell I know. Or death magic spell I know.
Yes.
Exactly what I... Wait. What did you just say?
Huh?
Then I cast a death magic spell I know?
What?
What do you mean by cast a death magic spell I know? Like this! His face scrunches up into an expression of concentration. A few minutes later, I can sense a change in the magic essence around us, and my breath catches. It is impossible. Except, apparently, it is. A recognizable sigil. One among the very first every novice mage, death mage is taught. slowly emerges. It's faint, much fainter than it normally should be, but there's no mistaking its familiar pattern. A small purple bolt of magic darts towards me. It's only out of pure instinct that I manage to react in time, the incantation leaving my mouth without thinking. A light purple barrier appears between us, easily dispelling Jory's attack. A weak spell from him, but a spell nonetheless.
Oops.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Good reflexes, Callie! With a wave of my hand, I dismiss the barrier between us. I regard Jory with a complicated look, at a loss for words. He flashes me a brilliant grin in return, but he fails to hide the exhaustion creeping onto his face, and I swear his figure looks a little paler than before. How did you learn that spell?
Golly gallops!
I peeked at some of the books lying around in your study. Took me all day to figure it out. Golly gollops, I never knew how hard being a mage is. I feel almost numb to what should have been a shattering revelation. Jory has brought too many surprises in the span of 2 days. At this point, I'd not be surprised if he even told me he could fly or teleport at will. I slide him a sideways glance as the fleeting thought crosses my mind, suddenly feeling the need to ask.
Well...
You can't fly or teleport, right?
Ah!
Nope! I tried, but sadly, nope. He's tried. I don't think I want to ask how, when, and why he made such an attempt.
It's okay.
But I can do magic now, so it's okay. I'll fit right in as a death mage. Jory puffs out his chest, looking proud of himself.
Wrong.
Just because you can cast a single spell does not mean your disguise as a death mage is foolproof, Jory. This is a terrible idea. You'll be safest in my house. For the first time, Jory's smile falters, and a fleeting expression that borders on sorrow crosses his face.
Huh?
No, I'm not leaving. I don't want to be stuck in the house anymore. I've had enough of it. As if catching himself in this momentary, uncharacteristic outburst, Jory's voice regains its usual chipper, animated tone, and he grins at me with excitement. Callie, it's amazing here! There's so much to do, so many people to talk to, and so much fun to be had. I promise I'll be careful. Nobody will be able to tell that there's anything different about me. And with this, we're going to stop and make the choice in the next episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I am really fucking enjoying this, and I really hope you guys are too, because this is a really, really neat little story. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, or any game suggestions, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, and I will see what I can do about playing these games. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!